Hi, my name is Jonas, and I'm starting a box truck company. I bet you heard that before. Yep. Am I crazy? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, let's go ahead and take a quick look at this truck that I bought here. It's actually, let me switch my camera here. Okay, it's actually a 2005. So we'll take a look at it here. And I want you guys to tell me how much I paid for it after you take a good look at it and tell me what I paid. Oh, it's dirty. Okay, take a good look here. 2005 and 24 foot. 24 foot. Interesting setup here, I'd imagine. You won't see this on most box trucks. And we'll talk about that later. Okay, looking around, it's in pretty good condition. Oh, yeah, tires. Chunky. That's chunky. Okay, air suspension, air ride. Take a quick look at that right quick. See your bags here. Bags here. Okay. I'm gonna walk around here, jump on the inside and start her up. Oh, and by the way, it does have remote. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, look around. It's nothing much to look at here. Oh, refrigerator actually came with the vehicle. How about that? Okay, maybe I'm going a little too fast here. Okay, got the fire extinguishers, all the good stuff here. It's a standard cab, standard international 4300 cab. Has a keyless start here, so I've got it covered up here, but I don't know why. Okay, keyless start. I'm just gonna pull that off there. Okay, I don't know why I covered that, but I did. Okay, put the medallion here. Everything comes alive over here. Let it do its calibrations. Okay, everything zeros, and then you just push the start button here. Okay. And you can take a look at the mileage there. Take a look at the mileage. Tell me how much I paid for this vehicle. Building air pressure. Speaking of air, let's turn on some here. Okay. Okay. Nice cold air conditioning. Okay. All right. So that's the nickel tour. Automatic transmission, 5-speed. Okay, anything else here? Oh, and these are the axle controls for the rear axle. And it came with the Bluetooth radio. And I think that's really all. Oh, I guess power windows is a nice option. Power windows, power door locks. I think that's about it. And it has bucket seats, if that's important. I prefer a bench for sleeping purposes and comfort, but you know, bucket seats, I guess, are captain's chairs, if you want to call it that. This one's fully adjustable. This is the air ride seat here, over here. And this one is stationary. It doesn't move at all. So the position it's in is the position it's in. Love it, you don't love it. Okay? All right. So in the comments below, please tell me how much you think I paid for this particular vehicle. Come on, why is my air pressure not building now? Okay, it's coming. All right. I would point out that the primary tank does build slower because it has more things to put air in. It supplies the air for the suspension and the airbags and everything else. The secondary tank is what it is. It's a secondary tank, and it's used for like the seats and things like that. This one is the air brakes and the suspension. So whenever my suspension starts to load up in the back, this one will work a little harder to get where it needs to be, but it is building, as we can see. And I'll do a proper air brake test on it to be sure it does not lose more than 3 PSI, 3 pounds per square inch in 1 minute. And that is a standard test. Actually, it's 2 PSI, I believe, in 1 minute. I have to look at my book. Okay. Okay, while we are looking at the air brakes and the air pressure gauges, one thing I've noticed on YouTube is I don't see anybody really doing a good air brake test on the box trucks. And if you have air brakes, you should do your air brake test every morning before you put that truck into service as part of your pre-trip inspection. So you need to be sure that your air brakes and your compressor are building air pressure. So you need to be sure that you can see that this thing is building pressure. And it should build pressure in a reasonable amount of time. So you can give it some throttle in order to speed up the compressor. But you should get the compressor to kick out, or as we say, release pressure at about 120. Some vehicles, older vehicles, take longer than others. So you should wait until you get to your 120 pressure point, and you'll hear the psst. And that was not the truck, that was me, okay? So we need to hear that from the truck. Okay, now the gauges are together, and they should remain relatively together from this point on. And they should build pressure all the way down to 120. She's getting there. My secondary is a little quicker because it has less work to do. The tank is not as large as I believe as the primary. Okay, we just heard the pressure relief valve on the tanks comes out and blows it out the bottom there. Okay, so now that we've heard that, we can go to the next step, which is, oh man, I didn't put the ignition key in the ignition, did I? Okay, so we need to stop the engine. I'm going to push down on the brake pedal here and push in on my air brake handle here. I'm going to turn on the ignition just to the on position so I have my gauges working because they're electrically powered. Okay, once they synchronize and they get together here, now we can start our countdown. You need to have a timing device, and you need to time exactly 60 seconds. And in 60 seconds, you should not lose more than 3 PSI. Let me move down here and get right in here. You should not lose more than 3 PSI on either gauge in 1 minute. With timing, very important step, so you know that your system is not losing air at an abnormal rate. It's allowed to lose some air, but not more than 3 PSI in 1 minute. Okay, we're going to assume that for time's sake, 3 PSI has passed by and we did not lose more than 3 of them. Okay, now we can go to the next step, which is to pump the pedal down until we get our low air warning sign. I am pumping the pedal, and I want to hear the warning at 60 PSI. Okay, I hear the audible warning. Now I know that I'm losing air. The next thing is I want to hear my handle pop out. That set my brake for me, letting me know that this vehicle is coming to a stop real soon. Okay? All right, so that works. So the next thing we need to do is start the vehicle and let the pressure build. Now you can also, this is probably not the legal way to do it, but you can also check your parking brake now to be sure it holds by just putting it in gear, because your parking brake is set because the brake set it. Okay, give it a little fuel here just to be sure we don't move. The parking brake is holding us. We're not moving. Put it back in neutral. Let your air continue to build. I do realize that there are different orders that people do the air brake test in. As long as you get the 3 key essential things in, you check your system's ability to build air, you check the system's ability to hold air, and you want to know that you're going to get warnings if you start to lose air. And you want to know that your emergency brake will set itself if you run out of air altogether. That's what you're looking for in your brake test. Well, I hope some of that information was informative. And if it was, please let me know. Hit like and subscribe, and thumbs up on the channel, please. Thank you very much. And I hope to post more later. Thank you.